There's a quiet sentence that runs underneath how people measure themselves. It goes like this: I am only as good as my last result. Nobody says this out loud, but it shows up when there's a bad week or the relief that comes with a good week. It shows up on how your self-worth rise and fall following the numbers. But performance is not identity. One is what you do. The second is who you are. When these two are fused together, there's a problem, because every dip in execution becomes a verdict in your self-worth. Today, we're going to distinguish between performance and identity and help you as the leader build a strong identity. So you as the leader will not judge yourself based on your results, but based on your character, your self-worth, your stability, and the strength to make decisions when it matters. Let's get into today's episode.
The Fulfillment OB Podcast.
Let's start with this. Performance is what you do. It is not who you are. The implementation pillar in the Fulfill method governs how decisions are turned into consistent action. It gives you a framework from turning intention into action. So implementation was never meant to measure the person who does the work. It was meant to measure the work itself. When there's a bad week, when execution is slowing down, when team performance is breaking, when company communication is breaking, when the business and the revenue is slowing down. All these are data points to measure the decision and the implementation within the organization, not a direct measurement on the person or the leader itself. The problem is this: when you start trying to measure yourself, trying to blame yourself for the revenue drop, communication breakdown, execution breakdown within the organization, you will not be able to make the decisions to pull you forward because you blame yourself. So instead of looking at the data and making informed decisions so that things can get better, you blame yourself. You think you're not good enough. You think that there's something wrong with you. And it affects your self-worth and your identity. So instead of looking at the data as it is, you ignore it. Confronting the data or the problem means confronting yourself, and you spiral into avoidance or overthinking or depression, and it harms your self-identity and your self-worth. Treating performance as data instead of verdict gives you a clear picture of what to do, how to implement moving forward, so the mistakes does not repeat themselves. The second thing that these affects, like I said yesterday, is your leadership. When you treat bad results as proof of your inadequacy, you are not just hurting yourself in private, you are slowing down your team. You are silently modeling something for everyone watching you. You are teaching your team that mistakes are dangerous, that slow week is something to hide rather than report, that the safest route after a missed deadline is to disappear rather than come forward with honesty. None of these things get said directly to your team. They are absorbed into the company or the organization culture. You begin to train your team based on your character and how you handle results, failure, and mistakes. Your inability to separate performance and identity creates a dangerous company culture that will make things get worse rather than get better. And if you notice, leaders who are caught in this trap, they always lash out. They are quick to get angry. They are quick to throw blame. They never listen. They find it difficult to communicate because everything seems like an attack on them rather than everyone working together to find solution to the problem that is at hand. And this is the reason why a lot of organizations and companies or businesses, they crumble. This is the root cause behind every bad leadership. The simple thing to do is this: the next time a bad result disappoints you, the next time that things you hope for didn't go as planned, sit with the data, ask yourself what went wrong during the implementation process, and use the leadership pillars to slowly help your team come up with a solution so that things can continue to run smoothly. Make the changes and move forward. If this is something that keeps occurring in your organization, your company, or your business, it needs to be addressed immediately. And to help you get started, there's something I've prepared for you. It's called the Fulfill Your Executive Skill Assessment. 35 questions that can be answered under 5 minutes. And after that, you leave knowing exactly where your leadership structures are failing, where implementation is breaking down, and where performance is lacking. It will also help you separate your identity from performance or team performance. Take the assessment today. It's completely free. The link is in the show notes or the description of this episode. If daily episodes like this have been helpful to you, if they are teaching you a lot, then you need to move to the next level. Get access to our deep dive. We do 2 to 3 deep dives every month across the 7 pillars of the Fulfill method to help you build strong leadership foundation, scale your business, and stand out in the market. We are building leaders who are building with intention so they don't consume themselves in the process. Please don't forget to share, subscribe, and favorite this episode so we can continue to grow to reach more people that need this message. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of today's episode. I'll catch you tomorrow for the next